Can you believe it? Ketchup, the stuff you casually dip your fries into, was once prescribed as medicine. Sounds like a joke, right? But it's true. Back in the 1800s, people seriously believed that ketchup could cure diarrhea, indigestion, and even jaundice. Have you ever heard of this bizarre fact before? If not, drop a wow in the comments, let me know I'm not the only one surprised. And if you've ever thought ketchup was just a decorative sauce for your burger, stay until the end of this video, you're about to uncover one of the weirdest food facts in American history. It all started in 1834 when a doctor named John Cook Bennett published a shocking report at the time. He claimed that tomatoes contained components that could treat digestive problems. But he didn't stop there. He boldly declared that when tomatoes were processed into a thick sauce, ketchup, their medicinal power increased significantly. Rehook, sounds crazy, right? Something we now squirt on hot dogs was once considered a health tonic. And the story gets even weirder. Have you ever tried an old-school remedy or weird food cure from the past? Share it in the comments, we might discover even more weird food facts together. Back to Dr. Bennett, he didn't just talk the talk. He partnered with several pharmacists to produce pills made from ketchup. Yep, ketchup pills, tablets made from concentrated tomato extract. They advertised it everywhere, ketchup pills, the miracle cure for digestive disorders. For a few years, the trend exploded. People rushed to buy ketchup pills as if they were the 19th century version of aspirin. Pharmacies competed to make their own branded versions. Ketchup became a new kind of symbol, not of fast food like today, but of cutting-edge medical innovation in the 1800s. Can you imagine that little Heinz bottle in your fridge used to be considered a near-pharmaceutical product? The deeper you dig, the more you realize that even the most ordinary things hide fascinating chapters of history. But, and here comes the plot twist, a few years later, the truth came out. Some ketchup pill makers started cutting corners. They added strange additives, cheap fillers, and in some cases, didn't even use real tomatoes. All to reduce costs and boost profits. Instead of healing, many ketchup pills began causing new digestive symptoms. The result? A wave of investigative journalism exposed the fraud, and the ketchup pill market collapsed. This scandal sparked national debates about fake food, fake medicine, and the need for consumer protection. And by 1860, the US government began to pay serious attention to food and drug regulation, laying the groundwork for the first hygiene and ingredient labeling laws. Can you see how much America learned from just a bottle of ketchup? It became a turning point in how we view responsibility in the food industry. Have you ever believed in a miracle food or product, only to be disappointed? Share your story in the comments, we can all learn from each other's experiences. Out of this downfall came a turning point. A businessman named Henry Heinz decided to completely change the way ketchup was made. He pledged that his products would contain no artificial preservatives, have fully transparent ingredient lists, and focus on the real flavor of fresh tomatoes. Sounds standard today, but in the late 19th century, that was revolutionary. And thanks to that commitment to quality and honesty, Heinz gradually became the #1 ketchup brand in America, a title it still holds today. You could say that Heinz ketchup is living proof that honesty and real quality last longer than any marketing gimmick. It's one of those weird food facts that makes you rethink everything, how something we take for granted today had such a dramatic and controversial beginning. After the fall of ketchup medicine, ketchup slowly shed its title as a miracle cure and began a new journey, becoming one of the most iconic condiments in American households. Starting in the early 20th century, when Heinz earned public trust by producing pure, safe, and transparent ketchup, this tangy sauce gradually made its way into everyday family meals. But here's the interesting part, ketchup never aligned with fine dining, on the contrary, it became a symbol of fast food, casual meals, and the modern lifestyle. Ketchup wasn't just a condiment anymore, it became part of childhood memories. Who doesn't remember dipping golden fries into a big red blob of ketchup while watching cartoons? It felt like a rite of passage. Ketchup was everywhere, from the burger joint down the street to backyard BBQs and lunchboxes in schools. Do you have a special memory involving ketchup? Maybe you, too, once accidentally emptied half the bottle on a hot dog like I did? Drop a comment and tell me your story. And ketchup? It found a solid place in American pop culture. In Pulp Fiction, Samuel L. Jackson's character raved about how burgers tasted way better with just a touch of ketchup. In Toy Story, there's even a scene where ketchup is used as fake blood during the toy's mini-play. Even in the US military, ketchup was considered a lifesaver in meal, ready-to-eat packs, not for nutrition, but because it made canned food taste less miserable. Re-hook, do you think NASA ever brought ketchup into space? Sounds funny, but it's true. In 1999, NASA tested sealed ketchup packs for astronauts, because even in zero gravity, Americans can't part with that familiar ketchup taste. Know any other weird food facts related to space or science? Drop them in the comments, let's learn something surprising together. But the story of ketchup isn't just about taste. It reflects how a society transforms, from blind faith in miracle potions to an age of transparency, standards, and conscious consumer choices. In various cultural surveys, ketchup ranks as one of the most universally accepted condiments, thanks to its unique balance of salty, sweet, sour, and umami. No wonder it pairs with almost everything: fries, sandwiches, barbecue meats, even eggs. And here's something you may not know: each year, Americans consume about 10 billion ounces of ketchup, that's over 300,000 tons. It's not just food, it's a national habit. If you had to choose one food to represent your nation's taste, what would it be? Drop your pick in the comments, let's see how many agree. Even today, ketchup holds its ground in the culinary world, despite competition from Korean sauces, Mexican salsas, and Asian dips. But ketchup still has its die-hard fans. It may not be trendy, but it's timeless. From something once used as medicine, then disgraced by scandal, and finally reborn as a national treasure, ketchup proves how trust, quality, and honest branding can lead to revival. And I think, somewhere in this story, lies a little life lesson. Nothing is truly useless, it just needs the right context, the right time, and intention. A bottle of ketchup might seem ordinary, but inside it is a chapter of American history, from naive hope to hard-earned lessons, and the rise of a more informed society. If you enjoy stories that sound too bizarre to be true, and yet are, hit that follow button. More weird food facts and hilarious history are coming your way. Thanks so much for staying to the end of this video. I know 9 minutes isn't short. Your curiosity and patience are what keep me telling stories like this one. Wishing you a joyful day and a great meal, and if you're having fries tonight, maybe give that ketchup bottle a little extra respect. You're not just eating a condiment, you're tasting history.